Hi guys, welcome back to Irish Footy Vlogs. Welcome back to another season preview. This time it's the turn of Dundalk FC. Fikra, obviously big changes at Dundalk. You know, new ownership came in like last season, but really they're only putting their stamp on it this season. Stephen O'Donnell has actually come in to manage the club as manager of the club as well. And look, nearly every player from the foreign nations or foreign legion like left the club last season as well, or for this season, and they brought in a lot of new players. We'll go through some of them in a minute, but what's your general thoughts going into the season for a start?
Well, I'm positive. It's positive. Like I suppose I was positive last year as well, but that was I don't know why. But no, now with new manager, like I seen what he did with Pats last year with O'Donnell, like he commands so much respect from his players. I think it's going to be different in there. And then we have a couple of boys on loan. I know, especially couple the boys on loan are all really highly thought of at their home clubs. I think it was Dan Williams when he got a 3-year deal at Swansea just before he came to us. So
yeah,
that shows, I think, a statement of intent there from Swansea. Like they don't sign rubbish players on for 3-year deals. So hopefully, like they'll be looking to impress and move back to their home clubs, like with a bit better reputation. Yeah. And then a couple of the boys as well that came in, young Shepherd and Joe Adams, both under 23, I believe, or 21 Welsh internationals.
21,
starting regular for them. So like that's again, and that's very good. Like I know they're a lot of young fellas, so like, it is kind of scary to see that, because last time Dundalk had a team of a lot of young fellas was 2012, and we don't talk about that year too much in Dundalk. But But I know it's positive season, so it is, hopefully.
Yeah, no, you're right. There's a lot of young fellas there, but at the same time, Keith Ward, Roddy Benson, John Mountney have come into the club. Obviously, they bring a bit of experience. You could argue Paul Doyle. I know he was at UCD, but he's been playing for UCD for a couple of years now as well. So they brought in a bit of experience there as well. And you know, obviously the manager knows those players very, very well. So you'd like to think that they would add to that. And they still have your Hubans and Andy Boyles at the club as well, and players of that, you know.
Yeah, I think this season, isn't it 10 years Brian Gartland's there?
Yeah, he's another one. How to forget him?
Yeah, so yeah, I think with him and Boyle at the back, you're always guaranteed a good base. Like they're probably two of the most experienced League of Ireland defenders going at the moment, like especially at a high level. Like they both played in Europe, well, Andy Boyle was captain Ireland, but like two, I don't know, it was a friendly, but still, they were.
I'd take it all day.
No, I would do. But yeah, no, they're definitely it's a good core at the back there, and they can bring on the young fellas like Sam Bone's not that old of a fella, and Mayoya, he's another young fella that like he'll be learning a lot from the two boys as well, and then Marassi, I can't say his name yet.
I can't pronounce that. We're Irish. We're all the same when we come to pronunciations.
But yeah, so there's a lot of experience mixed in with the young players as well. Like, and I know Connolly as well. He's been around the block a few times as well, hasn't he, over in Scotland and England? So like that has to be a good experience. I know he's on loan, but I think it's only a 6-month deal, but his contract is up with his home clean team. So it is probably more likely that he'll sign for us in the summer, hopefully. Well, if he's any good.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, obviously last year was a bit of a disaster when it came to recruitment. They were just picking players from anywhere and everywhere. We spoke about that before, but this has definitely got more of an Irish-British feel to it, this squad. In fact, every player is from Ireland or Britain, essentially. Like, you know what I mean? As you mentioned, the 3 lads from Wales have come into the club. There's a guy from Scotland who's come in, a couple from England, and obviously you have your League of Ireland players as well. What's the expectation for you, though, for Dundalk this season exactly in terms of league position? What do you expect?
I'm expecting Derry and Rovers to run away with the league, I think, and then after that, there's 2 places for Europe left, and I'm hoping Dundalk can be in it. It depends on how quickly the team can gel and things like that. But after last year, we just get back into Europe. That's the goal for next season. You don't care if it's win the league or just come fourth by a single goal and goal difference. Like, just get into Europe any means necessary. And sorry. I think, like, when you look at the way the league is shaping up, like with all the other teams, I do think fourth, like the top four, is a good place because like Bo's lost a lot of players, like Pat's lost a good few players, Sligo fell away at the end of last season and lost a few players. And it can be, like, I do think it's doable, but it's going to be an interesting season. I don't think they're, apart from, like, as I said, the top two teams kind of write themselves into it. They'll be battling for it. But I think there's a lot of teams that could press for that top four. So I don't think there's going to be much between third and, say, seventh. I think it's going to be very tight. It's going to be very interesting.
No, I agree with that, actually, 100%. As well as that, I think, from my perspective anyway, I don't know what you think, or Dundalk fans in general, but I don't think Dundalk kind of have to qualify for Europe either this season, in a sense. I think it's a season of stabilize. If they do, great, and they could do, as you say, definitely could do. But if they didn't, say they just throw it out there to finish fifth, I think it's seen anyways a season of stabilising the club again and trying to get their house in order and maybe kick on from there. They definitely have a chance of finishing for Europe, but I don't think there's going to be an awful lot of pressure on the manager to do so necessarily, do you?
No, I don't think, I can't see them really, like, going into as much effort to get Stephen O'Donnell and then don't get Europe, get rid of him. So I do think it will be like a free hit for Dundalk, just to kind of go for it once you don't make an absolute hames of it. But it would be nice to see Europe. But as you say, it is just going to be like a free hit just to see how we go. Like, I don't think O'Donnell's first year with Pats, I don't think, did you think get Europe that first year, did you?
No, that was in the half season, and pretty much, like, he came in, I think, 7 games at the end of 2018. Then he had half a season, so there was a lot of stabilising to do with the club there as well. Yeah, to be honest.
It's the same. It's the same with us, as you said. Like, we lost an awful lot of players with McElhaney and Duffy going. Like, they're two of the best players in the league. Never mind 2 best players we had. So when you lose players like that, it's a lot of rebuilding to do, and like. So we have to give him a couple of years, like give him 2 seasons at least before you can actually start. Really, like, give him all the next season, and then after that, you'd be kind of thinking, right, pressure's on a wee bit to start performing in something. But definitely, top 5 should be a goal. Like, you're setting yourself goals. You should to try hit, even though I think it is a free hit. Like, once we don't go down, you'll still have the job next season.
No, I don't think so. I think there'll be more. There'll be more of a club this season than last season. I think, just with the new owners, the new manager, and the new squad, and it's players that are kind of used to the league, or at least used to that kind of football, like with the kind of British players coming over. But I think it's a case of, as well, keeping most of the players they have. Obviously, with the loan players, that's the difficulty. But keeping whatever they do this season, keep most of those players that they have now, and build next season, and maybe try and fill in the gaps that they need to fill in. I think that's the biggest thing. Europe this season is a bonus for them, and they can get Europe, but it's not a necessity, I think, for those reasons, I think.
Yeah. No, and I think as well, the crowd's going to play a good factor into this as well, because, like, I know before we had our fans back last season, we were off and the fans came back and they give us a boost. So hopefully now, like, we have a game now on Friday night against Drogheda, so in the Malone Cup, and get a good crowd going and welcome Stephen O'Donnell properly to Oriel Park, and then just kick on. Because, like, I do think, like, home fans make an awful lot of difference. I suppose to every team, but we can make Oriel Park, like, especially a fortress to come to. Where, like, even, like, I don't think Rovers particularly want to come to Oriel Park when like, even when Rovers are playing fantastic and the Dogs not playing great, if the fans are up for it, like last year we threw a bloody pig's head onto the pitch, like, the kind of, it's not a welcoming atmosphere.
No.
True.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's true, actually. No, but you're right. The fans, I was at a lot of the games for some reason at the back end, just at Oriel Park last season, so I could really tell how good the fans were in that, like, and they were fantastic as well. You're right, they do play an important role, and I do think there'll be a bit more of a feel-good factor, because they'll feel like they have their club back, essentially. I think that's a huge part of it, isn't it?
Yeah, and especially like I walking around the town, that you hear people talking again about Dundalk, and they're talking about like Stephen Ronaldo, they're talking about all the positives, whereas last year and the year before is like all just miserable. Anyone talking about Dundalk, it was, oh, we have to get rid of the Yanks, we have to do this, we have to. Whereas now they're just like, I can't wait for Friday, I can't wait for the game. So there's a general excitement about the club again, which is fantastic. Because if we don't win anything, but at least there's the excitement back, in Oriel Park, like. Because I'm sure you felt it yourself last year with like going around to the cup and all. Like it's almost the excitement, the build up to the big thing is almost better than the payoff sometimes, I think. So we're looking forward to it this season anyway. It's not doom and gloom this year.
No, absolutely not. Look, guys, let us know what you think in the comments. Where are Dundalk going to finish? Are they going to win the league? Are they going to get relegated? Are they going to qualify for Europe? Are they going to win the FAI Cup? They like to win an FAI Cup, so that's another one as well. And subscribe to the channel, hit your bell notification button, and like the video if you enjoyed the content. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Secret.
Bye.
Fair play.